Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. And to my American friends, happy Black History Month. I hope you take the time to learn something new about some of the contributions of African American. I just learned the other day the potato chip that we all love to eat was invented by an African American chef. His name was George Crumb. Look it up. I mean, we all enjoy potato chips all over the world. How about that? Did not know that it was an African American person who invented it. Kudos. But anyway, if you're new to my channel, you're probably wondering what is going on. My name is Ann, and on my channel, I review foreign international shows. In my channel, I say we like to travel around the world, sitting on our couches, learning foreign languages. Sometimes we're learning food, and obviously we are learning the language. And to my Portuguese friends joining me today, I want to say hola. Did not know in Portuguese you say hola for hello. I thought it was a Spanish thing, but I know Portuguese language is a little bit different. But hola, thanks for joining me again. And like I said, I'm back today as we travel around the world. We are going to Portugal. And on this show, it's called FATIMA, and it's on Netflix now, which was very interesting. First of all, it's based on a true story. Now, I'm a Christian, but I believe if you're a Catholic, then you have definitely heard about this story. I had never heard about it, so it was very interesting. And then to even learn that it was based on a true story was like, what? So anyway, the story is told about this 3 young children. I believe it was in 1917. They're shepherds. They're, out there looking at the sheep, and the story is told that they say they saw Mary, like the mother of Jesus, and she talked to them. And in the show, they actually show Mary coming to them and talking to them. What is interesting is only the 3 kids can see her. And what made it really interesting was the fact that when the people, the adults would question them, their story was, on point. Like everybody would say the same exact thing. At first they were thinking, what is this, a fantasy by the kids? And then they found out, whoa, something's going on here, because when we asked them what they said they saw and who they talked to, all their stories are exactly the same, which made it now people became very, very curious. And we're told the older girl is called Lucia, and then the young boy is Francisco, and the little girl, her name was Janita. And this happened, you should look it up. And so what happens is Mary would come and talk to them, obviously encouraging people to pray. It was during, at the time when we were at war, World War I. So obviously people wanted their families, the war to end, and their young sons or family that had gone to war to come back. And so I think once a month, she would say, come meet me. And the kids would go, and she would show up and talk to them. Even the older girl says, Mary said to her to go to school, educate yourself and learn. And then to the younger kids, the 2 young kids, she also said that they may not live, they may die young, but Lucia, the older one, would end up living a very long life. And as the story progresses, because it's based on a true story, it is true, the 2 young ones did end up dying young of the Spanish flu at the time. And then Lucia was told that would live a long life, and she did. Apparently she just died the other day. She was like 96 or 97. She became a Catholic nun. But also what was very interesting was that people were like, I don't know if I believe this, and some believed on this. And so it was almost like Lucia wanted Mary to prove to the people that it is her who's talking to the kids. So this one particular day, she told Lucia and the other 2 to tell the people that she would show up. So what happened? Everybody showed up at this kind of a mountain, I believe, where they would go meet Mary. And on that day, it rained and rained and rained. And then actually, there's pictures online showing that day that everybody's with umbrellas, and they're just like, well, if she was gonna show up, why would she give us so much rain? But then in the middle of all that, she shows up. And obviously, when you watch the movie, we see Mary show up, and we're like, oh, she showed up. And then all of a sudden, it stops raining, and the sun comes out. Okay, the sun comes out, and they say where there was puddles and clothes that were wet got dry. And actually, there's some accounts of people saying, from what I was reading, that some eyewitnesses said that their clothes it's almost like when the rain rained, it washed their clothes, and when it dried, it was almost like brand new clean clothes, which was crazy. But to make it even more like scary, people say what happened after the rain and the sun came out is that the sun started to spin, almost like dancing. And people are like, what is going on? And in the movie, they really capture that really well, where they show the sun dancing, and they make it look like the sun is gonna come to the people, and everybody's just like, oh my gosh. And then it stops. And what was strange was there's, I guess, eyewitnesses who were around that time who said they were not even by that mountain. They were like, I don't know, far, 20 miles away, and saw that sun and were like, what in the heavens, for lack of better words, is going on? And so if you look it up, you see it. The story is called about Fatima or Fatima, depending on how you say it. And it's called the dancing sun, because it was almost like a miracle, and Mary coming to this tree. And from what I've heard is, and I'm not Catholic, my Catholic friends, you can definitely let us know. I heard the two youngest one that died early were colonized or colonization. It's that process of making somebody who is dead a saint. And apparently Pope Francis did that for the two because of their, I guess their contribution to the Catholic faith. And then, as we know, Lucia lived many, many years. Apparently she was in a convent, and I guess she said she continued to see Mary, which was like, wow. And until I guess she passed away, and I believe she's also a saint as well. But what an interesting story. Like, I thought I knew a lot when it comes to Christianity, but I had never heard of this story. And what an interesting story, just to know that it was real. I mean, this actually happened. At first I was like, what? But then when you hear people say what the kids would be told, and then things would happen, people started to say, whoa, there's something going on here. Even at one point, there was a division in the city. The police were like, this is causing too much chaos. We need to stop this. At one point, they closed the church. I mean, it was interesting because I think it was a little too spooky, and to believe that this is actually happening, that these kids actually speak to Mary, the mother of Jesus, that was a little bit like, wow. But I thought it was very interesting. I say you watch it. It's one of those things that's based on a true story. And I thought it was very well done. It was very interesting. And the kids that play the parents are such good actors. So yeah, I say definitely give it a watch. I think it's great. And as we go, I think we're getting close to Easter. I can see, I think Netflix is bringing some of these shows that may be religious, if you will. But it's not like shoving it down your throat religion. It's more like, did you know kind of situation. But I thought this one was definitely worth reviewing. But I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, turn that notification button on. You never know where we're going to stop next as we travel this world. Take care, and I'll see you again when I review another excellent foreign international show. Deuces.